So not only is this video about my big announcement, it is also your access to the pre-launch offer that could save you over 55% in the cost of actually acquiring this big announcement. And be sure to watch all the way to the end of this video where I actually reveal to you the official trailer for what I am launching right now. Let's go. Hey guys, my name is Ravi Sharma and I'm the founder and buyer's agent here at Search Property. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another episode of Search Property TV. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button. Today is announcement video time and I'm so pumped. But this video is not just an announcement. I still want to bring you some value because I really do value your time. And the fact that you're here, let's just smash that like button. Let's try and get this past 200 likes as we kick on into the announcement itself. Now guys, over the last few weeks over my socials and my private Facebook group, I have been telling people that look, something big is coming. It's an Australian first. It's never been done on this scale and this much value in Australia yet. And I really saw the fact that there was a gap in the market that I really wanted to come in, but not just capitalize on opportunity to, make some money, more so to provide value because I'm just so in shock this year after having so many calls with people to realize where the lack of financial literacy is in our system. In a year like we've had in 2020, it's been very important to understand what's happening with the economy. And unfortunately, so many people didn't know. And so as part of the service that I offer here at Search Property, I was having phone calls and strategy sessions with people. And I've had over 300 in 2020. Yes, I've been working very hard outside of YouTube. And so in those phone calls, I actually realized a few things. The major one being that people didn't really know where to go from here when it comes to personal finance, full stop. It wasn't just about, hey, how do I find out how to buy my property? It's more so, I have no idea what to do with my money and I've been saving for this many years, or I've just started saving. I want to have a goal. I want to have a purpose for the reason I go to work or the reason I take up that side hustle. So that really blew my mind, and all those thoughts started, culminating together and came together for this one thing that I thought would bring so much value at scale, but would allow me to actually help as many people as possible. So without further ado, we are going to have a bit of a drum roll because I'm very excited. So insert the drum roll here, future Ravi. We are launching Australia's first complete step-by-step guide as an online course. Wow, feels like a mouthful and it feels so good to get that off my chest. I haven't been able to share this with you guys, and as always, throughout this entire journey on YouTube, I've been very transparent with what I've been doing in the business as well as personally, because I feel like we've developed a connection here and I really wanted to share as much as I could. When it comes to the online course itself, I really have been sort of hiding away from it, almost protecting it like it was my baby, only because I didn't want to muck it up. I wanted to bring real value. And I know that the online space, online education space is massive. It's massive in the sense that there's so many people out there that are doing it, but aren't doing it specifically to provide value, real value, to get people from point A to point B. And so in this course, I really wanted to give value in the sense of taking someone that's starting out and hasn't bought their first property or hasn't bought their first owner-occupier home or investment property, and to take them from confusion to clarity. Yes, that's the name of the online course. It's called Confusion to Clarity, a complete step-by-step guide into how to purchase your first property in Australia. So many people that may not be there yet, that are saving their money, trying to figure out, do I buy a home to live in or do I invest? This course will allow you to have a step in the right direction with clarity. I feel like so many people that I spoke to this year, that after questioning them and really understanding what people were after, I realized that people didn't do something not because they were scared. It was because they had a lack of knowledge and confusion. So what I did was I was thinking, I'm like, how do I get more out there? So that's why I started putting up so much content onto YouTube and to share so much so that I could hopefully alleviate that problem. So jumping straight in as to why I wanted to create this course. There's a few fundamental reasons and we're going to run through them. And I think it's important for you to realize that this is being done for the right reasons. This isn't just a money grab and, let's make as much money as I can. purely because I'm making a lot with the buyer's agency. And what I'm more proud of is the value that I can provide to my clients is so much more than the value that they put, into the money they pay me for my service. And with these YouTube videos, I get a lot of feedback from you guys. So I thank you so much for that, where people are finding so much value that isn't being presented on YouTube or on Google at all at this scale. So when I'm putting it out there, I really do want to bring you value. Genuinely feel like if I can help people, whether that's without using my service or not, the fact that you are here means the world to me and is why you should definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Reasons for why I created this online course. I can help people at scale. What I mean by that is we found that about a couple of months ago that people had started booking in the strategy sessions and they all got booked out for like 2 months. And then I started getting influx of emails saying, hey, Ravi, can you help me? This is my situation, or this is my story. And as much as I wanted to help them, I couldn't do the disservice to the clients that were already on board. And so I actually had to shut down how many strategy sessions I could do. We were completely booked out. And then it led to people that were doing the strategy sessions were actually converting to clients. Then I started having to go, okay, well, clients can't come in for the next 2 months. They have to come in 3 or 4 months later, because I don't believe in trying to bring in as many clients and then doing them all at the same time. And I just felt like that wasn't the right way to do it. It felt very transactional. So I said, you know what? I'd rather have those clients come on board in 3 months if that still suits them. And if it's part of the strategy, that's awesome. But if they're not, then they can look elsewhere and they can go do what they need to do. So when I started having those conversations, I realized that they were sort of like, well, I sit here and watch you on YouTube. I feel that connection with you. And I feel like you can actually help me, but you have no capacity to help me. And I really want to, work with you guys. So what I started realizing was I can't do everything. And I can't go and have 1 million clients as much as I'd love to, as much as I want to help as many people as I can. I just can't do it at the capacity of being your buyer's agent, where I'm doing those things for you. When it comes to strategy sessions, so much value. So many people are having the strategy sessions. They end up going and doing their own thing because they've got the roadmap, they've got the skills, they've got the knowledge around where they need to take the next steps. But even in that session, it's a 45-minute session, right? So there's only so much we can cover. And then after that, it's sort of going, well, what now? Like I've got the kickstart I needed, but do I have some sort of structured way that I can go through each part of this process and go through to actually, owning my property? And there wasn't anything there. And then we had people that were contacting me that were saying, hey, look, I want to buy my own place. I want to buy my first home. With those guys, I'm like, it's such an emotional decision. I can't choose the house for you. I simply can't walk you through the process and say, look, this property makes sense in terms of the numbers, but unfortunately you don't like the kitchen, you don't like the bathroom, and you're gonna live there. It just didn't make sense to me. It didn't feel right internally to me. So I said, look, I'm gonna opt not to help the people that are trying to buy their own homes. I'm gonna focus on just purely investors, and that suited the model that we worked for the buyer's agents. However, it meant that so many people, and you might be one of these guys that are like, hey, I wanna buy my place. I wanna take ownership of my own house, and I wanna take advantage of first home buyer grants. That's awesome, but it meant that I couldn't really help. So with this course, what I did was I put it all together, and you'll be able to go through, in a link in the description below, you'll be actually able to download the entire syllabus, right? You need to enter your full name and your email address. That's it. There's no credit card details, there's nothing like that. You can download the entire syllabus. So in this course, you will get 4 modules consisting of 16 lessons with over 3 hours of exclusive content. Guys, this is not some recycled stuff that I'm putting up on YouTube that I put into a course and make it look fancy. No, this is completely shot, completely new, with the structured foundational focus around taking someone from the start to the end, being that they can go and find clarity with what they need to do in order to purchase their property. So you'll be able to find that syllabus completely free. If you want to download that, there's a link in the description below. Now, as soon as I decided to create this online course, I thought of 2 questions that would come up straight away. How is this different from your buyer's agency service? And how is this different from your YouTube channel? So with your buyer's agency, right, I am doing this for you, right? So you come on board as a client and I help you by finding the strategy, and we work together on that. Once you have the strategy, you go back to your 9-to-5 job, you do what you need to do, enjoy life. Meanwhile, my team and we're going out searching for the properties, looking for you and doing it for you. You're not really having to be involved in the process. We go and take care of everything from start to finish, right? We then help you ongoing with the strategy check-ins, so you're really not having to change your lifestyle in order to accommodate for such large purchase. It's a passive way of investing. Now with the buyer's agency, there's a cost per property, and this cost is about $12,000 plus GST per property. Now, when you look at that relatively to the other buyer's agents in the market, that's a fair price, probably on the lower end. I think on average it's about $15,000 to $18,000 per property. Now, that is a complete done for you process. However, we have a strict capacity as to how many people we can take on. Now, we're already booked for the next month or so, and I'm not sure when you're watching this, but essentially, if you want to start moving in January or start moving in February, we already have the clients booked for that. So I can't go and simply say, yes, okay, you can come on board and I'll plug you in, next in line, because we've already got a priority list that people are pre-paying for so that they can take advantage when it suits their strategy. Does that mean you sort of just wait? Is there nothing else you can do? Well, then that's where you're coming onto the YouTube channel to try and understand and educate yourself. However, with YouTube, the reason why this online course is so different is that with YouTube, it's unstructured. I could be making a video right now about property tax, right? But then tomorrow bring out a video about how to make money from side hustles. There's no linear sort of progression around the YouTube videos, and that's just how it is. I get a lot of feedback from you, and then I go and put that into action by creating the videos around it. So if you're simply going off every single YouTube video I make, you could be here one day and you could be here one day, and it's not really a linear process. Whereas this online course is a structured step-by-step to go from confusion to clarity. What I mean by that is the modules are broken down so that it's in sequential order before you purchase, while you purchase, and after you purchase. Now the fourth module is a bonus module, and you'll find that in the syllabus, that is really about looking at what's next. Now, if you've gone ahead and downloaded the actual course itself, you've purchased the course to go, I can move through these lessons and go from understanding what my mindset needs to be, where I really want to go with this and the direction I want to take, to then eventually going, okay, now I know exactly what happens in the process of buying property. Now I'm going to know exactly how to research for these properties. Then go to the point of going, okay, now I've got the property, but how do I manage it? What do I need to do? And so this course covers that step by step. Now, of course, you can download the syllabus. Now, the course is available as a pre-launch offer. It is extremely limited. Now, with the capacity, there is only 100 students I will be taking on board for this pre-launch offer. So the main launch of the course is actually going to happen in the second week of January. You'll obviously get emails around that when you've actually purchased the course itself. But with the main launch, it's going to be $897. However, because you're watching this, and hopefully it's still available, because it is strictly limited to 100 students. The first 100 students will get access to the course, the full course, for $397. So that's a savings of $500, and without sounding like I'm salesy here and I'm giving you a pitch, it really is the last I'm going to mention about the price. However, you can find all the details. There's a link in the description. Go nuts, try and absorb as much as you can. And if you waited all the way to the end of this video, you'll definitely see a promo video for the online course. So definitely keep an eye out for that at the end of this video. This course is fundamentally for the people that are buying their first property. Now, whether that's owner-occupier or whether that is as an investor, it applies to both. Now, you may be thinking, wow, okay, so now there's a course I need to pay for, and that's, not money I can afford. Well, the question I need to ask you is, how important is your education? How important is it for you to take accountability and actually take action? With consuming my content on YouTube, and I really do appreciate it, there is a limit to how much I can put out here. And for the fact that it is free, there's a higher chance, based on human psychology, that because it's free, you're not as engaged with trying to get results and action that knowledge actually after that. So with this course, I've made it super affordable. If you're looking at buying a property for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and you're telling me you can't afford less than $1,000 for this course, now pre-launch offer is a lot less than that, then it means to me that you're not wanting to take this seriously. When I am looking at providing value, I don't simply want to make a couple of extra dollars based on some product I'm not actually proud of, because my name gets attached to that. And that for me is my reputation. And I value that a lot, especially in the real estate industry where there's so many cowboys running around trying to make quick money. So I'm definitely not one of those guys. And with this course, you will see that the amount of detail that I'm going through will cost you a lot more if you ever took this course up, say 5 years ago. Because before YouTube, before any of these other guys came on board, there were courses that were out there that were really trying to lure you into going and buying their off the plan units or new home and land packages, and it was complete garbage. But they were charging like $10, $15, $20,000 just for the mentorship or coaching or education, and then they're going to sell you on the fact that you can buy these properties where they were actually making money off the developer. So it's a complete rorted system. So that's why I wanted to bring you this, because I know how many people can actually benefit from this. It doesn't matter if you're 16, 17 and you're really trying to understand where you want to head with wealth and personal finance, or whether you're 45 or 50 and you have never done this before and you really want to find out from a professional exactly what steps I need to take in order to get myself there and educated. Now, with the price itself, it's affordable. Now, in terms of the value that it presents, when you're really looking at how much it actually costs you to do a building inspection, a pest inspection, conveyancing, stamp duty, you might not need a buyer's agent after doing this course because you feel clear in what your approach is and you have the knowledge to actually do this. Well, there's like $12,000 to $15,000 savings right there. You've got all these other things that you're pre-purchasing, costs that is also, $30,000, $40,000. What we're looking at is if you are able to use that knowledge to actually enter the market 3 or 6 months earlier, because now you understand from start to finish exactly what steps to take, I think it's a pretty good deal. Because if a property that costs $500,000 grows by say 5% over the year, that's $25,000, right? So if you waited 6 months, right? You wait 6 months, that in its process would have grown by $12,500 just because you were trying to get educated in a self-paced course that is actually going to take you through every step in order to get you to clarity and to actually go ahead and action this. What you will learn in this course is beyond anything you have ever learned at university. Not only did I go to uni, I completed a bachelor's degree. I then did postgraduate, which was 3 other diplomas. And now obviously I'm here where I am because I needed to do those specific courses to get to where I am now doing what I'm doing. But what I can tell you is they do not teach you any of this. You can go to any course and they will not teach you the amount of financial literacy and knowledge that will come in this course, and that's purely because it's with experience and it's guided by what I've heard from you guys. Over 300 calls this year, and I've been able to take out everything you guys are after. I've got the feedback from you guys off YouTube, all those emails to now put together into a system, into a complete guide to take you from confusion to clarity. Guys, I thank you for watching all the way through. I really urge you to at least go and download the syllabus, really understand what I'm trying to bring out to the community, and I want this to be big because I know how many people can actually value the information here. This is the difference between hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt that will carry on for the rest of your life by purchasing the wrong property. You do not want to get caught out, especially in real estate. This is why a fraction of the fraction of that cost or that mistake that it's going to cost you, you're allowed to get into a better mindset with a structure and sense of direction by someone who's gone out there and done it. I hope you take advantage of this pre-launch offer. It is limited to 100 people. I hope that whenever you're watching this, it is still available. But if it's not, at the main course price of $897, it is a steal. I already know I'm going to regret having sold it for so cheap because of the value that's in there, but it will never be this cheap. It will never be this cheap, and $897 is no guarantee that it's going to continue staying at that price. It will continue going higher, and in 12 months' time, who knows where the price will be. But I say that because I know the results that people will get from this will be mammoth. I hope you take advantage. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys. We live in strange times. Australian housing bubble, RBA interest rates cut again, stamp duty cuts, first home buyer scheme. It's a confusing story. Instead of saying it's confusing, maybe we should take ownership and accountability to really gain some clarity with some education. It's about 2 things, mindset and financial security. It's never been more important to educate yourself. Buying your first home, whether it's owner-occupier or investing in your first property in Australia, can be really confusing, but it doesn't have to be. It's about financial security and mindset. It's not about simply getting debt. It's about what we do with that debt to move forward. What you will learn in this course is a structured step-by-step process that will help guide you into buying your first property. It comes down to one basic need: to go from confusion to clarity. It comes down to you. There isn't an establishment out there that's going to help us figure this out. So join me as we go through this course together.